So here we are, it's Rannoch station, and it's just after 11 o'clock on the 20th September 2020. First time I've been at Rannoch station, but it's been dry. It's normally pouring the rain or pretty miserable, so the weather's been quite good for the last couple of days. So I'm going for a cup of tea and a bacon roll, and then I'm heading where these trees are, and I've got about 12 to 13 miles walking to Kingshouse over in Glencoe. So at the moment I'm going to get my tea, and there's my rucksack, a weighty rucksack from overnight camp, tent, sleeping bag. There's the tea room sign there for Rannoch, and as I say, we've got a bacon roll, hopefully that's on the menu, and we'll sit outside and enjoy that. So I'll catch up with you soon. So we've done about an hour's walking, just over an hour. Come through some thick forest, which is protected me pretty well from the strong sunshine. I'm at the point where the forest turns into moorland. It's very boggy indeed. Just where it says Crieff, just on the kind of pathway above that. Yeah, so it's pretty hot, and we're going that way all the way through to Glencoe, and as I say, that's Buchel, Etivmore at the front there. So that's our heading point. If it was misty, you know, foggy, snowy conditions, and you couldn't see anything on that horizon, these telegraph poles carrying electricity actually it's good to follow, good indicators. I don't know when they were put in. I don't think they've been there for that long, to be honest. Maybe 20 years or something. It doesn't look like they've been old structures. I don't know, it just doesn't strike me as being there for, you know, eternity. But you just don't know. So that's Kinlochleven down the south end. You see the sun sparkling in the water. These electricity cables keep going all the way back towards Rannoch. That in the distance, about 25 miles, maybe just over 20 miles, 22 miles as the crow flies. Actually it will be about 25, 26 miles. That's Schiehallion at the head of Loch Rannoch, at Kinlochleven. So that's a long way to there, and that sets off a lot of the footwork for the north part of Perthshire, the northeast of Perthshire. So this is where I'm heading. It's extremely boggy, no exaggeration. That's what it's like. But these big French boots will do the trick. Right, it's all very good Rannoch moor bogland. Try to get across this stuff. And, I mean, there's plenty of heat in the sun today, but there's probably been so much rain recently that underfoot is just treacherous. Terrible coming through here in the winter or in the spring after the snow thaws, you know, snow melt. Well, I've just stopped at this wee burn to take on some liquid. I already had water in the bottle, so I didn't take anything out the burn, but I'm just glad of getting a wee sit down for a moment. The sunshine has been quite intense, but the water's also dropped quite a bit, and I'm pleased with that, because I wouldn't like to try and ford this stream when it's coming down a turn. I think it'd be quite difficult, and you'd have to climb my way up there. But yeah, I'm making good progress across the moor. It's hard work, but it's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be a challenge. And if you look away over there, it's just it's really quite gorgeous, isn't it? Sitting amongst the heather. Right. This is completely in the middle of the central highlands. I don't think we're that far from the centre. I think Aberfeldy claims to be the dead centre of Scotland, or Almory, but I think this is pretty central as far as I'm concerned. Still quite a bit west, and oh yeah, that's what it will be because of the west coast. Yeah, but yeah, much better up this direction, down the central belt. I suppose you miss the busyness of life. It's nice just to get away, but we all like the modern way of living. Can't speak, the sun's got to me. Cut. That's all bog I've just come through. Quite hard work, but at least it's not as wet as it could have been, so yeah, I'm not complaining. Love the old Chehallion away over there, eh? Getting a bit breezier now, but it's nice after all that hot sunshine just to get a little bit cooling down. Hopefully it drops for the evening, but just a wee breeze to keep the wedges away if there's any left in the season. I'm sure there will be. But I don't know if that's the Mingus stone. I thought it was a bit squarer than that. I'll put some information up if that is the Mingus stone. Yeah, so we're more than halfway now. And that's Buccleuch Moor, as I keep saying, in the foreground. Anyway, it's slowing down with the heat, dehydration. But a few miles to go and then we'll be at the Kingshouse, and we'll get ourselves a big glass of Coca-Cola, slice of lemon and ice. Looking forward to that. But I think it must be about 70, yeah, it's well in the 70s. I wouldn't say it's any higher now, but it's certainly been hot for the time of year. This is the 19th of September. I'm sure it is. 14, 18. Yes. So it's just before 7 o'clock on the 20th of September. That's Crieff Moor there, and into Glencoe there. Yeah, it's an uncomfortable night. There's my alarm clock, I'm up before the alarm. The tent was kind of lopsided, and it's probably because I was setting up in the semi-dark. Well, in the gloaming, so to speak. I can hear your alarm clock, shut up. You're disturbing this beautiful morning here in Glencoe. This is the Devil's Staircase. It goes all the way up there to Kinlochleven, so I'll have to march on. I'm going to get myself a cookie to eat and finish packing up and get going. Yeah, that alarm's going to disturb the beautiful peace in the morning. It wasn't really, well, it was chilly, cold, but it was just uncomfortable. Didn't really sleep particularly well. I'm lucky I've got two hours in total. Just seemed to be awful active in the brain, despite being tired yesterday. I don't know what it was. Never mind. I reckon it was that coffee at the Kingshouse at 6 o'clock. I think it's too late to have coffee. Couldn't really get down to sleep properly. Anyway, I'm mumbling away here, so enjoy this. Well, it's just after sunrise. It's about 7:15, just before, and I'm heading over the Devil's Staircase towards Kinlochleven from Glencoe. It's been a wonderful couple of days, to be honest, and I think I'll get the weather to hold until I get back this evening. So I've got a wee bit to go up there, over the top and stuff, with this muckle big rucksack of mine. It's got everything in it. My trusted friend for the overnight camp. So I say just over that ridge. It's a bit further than that, I think. I wish it was just over that ridge, but that's the general route, and I better crack on because time, like always, is short on supply. So I've reached the, well, just almost the top of the Devil's Staircase. It's quite an exertion to get up there. Don't be deceived by this stuff in front of me. It's not as plain sailing as that coming up that slope, but it's manageable. So, not 8 o'clock yet. The sun's up and it's going to be a nice day, as I probably mentioned earlier. And we're heading over the crest here of the ridge, and we should be getting our first sights of all things Lochaber. Excuse me. So hope it's no bouncy, this camera. I think they'll be doing some work on the path because there's a lot of stones lying in piles all around, so that's good news for the weary walkers. There's Ben Nevis ahead of you. So Give you a closer shot of Ben Nevis, eh? There's Ben Nevis. All the surrounding mountains. I don't know a lot of the names up here, I'm afraid. I'm not familiar with trekking this stuff, but it's all very nice, isn't it? So there we go. It's been a long way round from Rannoch yesterday, so but I'm satisfied that I put in all that effort, and I think that's the worst of it over, I can say, because from here on it's mostly downhill, but it's a few miles to go, but I'm in good timing, I think. So it's a wise move coming along that stretch from Kingshouse along to camp up where I did last night to break the journey. While I still had strength in my legs last night, I just kept going. Mind you, that coffee in Kingshouse, I think it's probably the best cup of coffee I've had in a long while. I'll be back, as they say. This will be totally different in winter, of course, eh? Pretty amazing to see all this in winter time. I might come up for a visit, actually. Yeah, I might just do that. I don't know if I recorded that last piece, but if I pushed the button, but I'm just saying how incredibly quiet it is. There's not a breath of wind. That's a beautiful silence. That's a silence that you come out for. Into the mountains, eh? Absolutely gorgeous. Sunday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. Walking from Glencoe to Kinlochleven with Ben Nevis ahead of me. Yep, can't be bad. That's a beautiful silence, isn't it? That's wonderful. Okay, I'll see you later. Cheery. So that's looking down to the Blackwater Reservoir, and that water used to feed the aluminium smelter at Kinlochleven when I'm heading to. Yeah, I've been out Blackwater and crossing really some bitter land through the valley there, through the pass on its way to Crieff via Loch Dreg. Yeah, pouring the rain, that one. It's my birthday, but anyway, I won't dwell on that. I must push on. So there we have it, we've got our destination at Kinlochleven, down at the bottom of the hill. So should make good progress and get there sufficiently in time for a bacon roll and coffee and the bus to Fort William. But as with all these routes, I'm not taking any chances, and I'm just going to press on and make sure I get the distance done in good time. That's the way out to Blackwater Reservoir, as I said earlier, heading the way out there towards Crieff. So you can see where we are, quite far north and central highlands, and it's a gorgeous Sunday morning, 20th of September. An old tramp on the road. Need to get his feet bathed every so often, eh?